August 21st, 2021. Beautiful monument in Boston that is very rarely seen by tourists is the Founders Monument here at the intersection of Spruce and Beacon Street in Boston. This was dedicated back in 1930 at the 300th anniversary of the founding of Boston. And what it depicts here, it's very interesting. You've got some Native Americans here to the left. They represent, of course, the Wampanoag Indians who lived in this area in 1630. The guy next to them is a man called William Blackstone. He was actually an English minister of the Church of England who had lived here on this peninsula, known as Shawmut Peninsula, from 1624 onwards as a hermit. And when the Puritans, led by John Winthrop, the fellow in the centre, came in here in 1630, he welcomed them into the peninsula because they had an ample supply of nice clean water, which is what the word Shawmut means in the native tongue here. So this fellow in the centre, that is John Winthrop. Fellow to his rear, that represents ministers here in Puritan times, and he will be holding his Bible. That is the reason they came out here, was to set up a community to practice their faith as God intended them to do. The young girl by his side represents a lady called Anne Pollard, who was the first European female to set foot on Shawmut Peninsula, which was later to become Boston. She lived to the ripe old age of 105 years of age. Now, the Puritans originally landed across the water on Charlestown. So you'll see a little community over there in Charlestown. They were later invited into Shawmut Peninsula. The ship that you see is called the Arabella, which was the flagship of a big armada of 17 ships containing over 1,100 people that came out in that wave in February into March 1630. The two people on the right hand side here, the lady represents Providence, because it was God's intention that these people come out here and settle in the New World. The man to her rear represents the military might of Massachusetts. Massachusetts always been the stronger by far compared to Plymouth and indeed the other colonies that grew up as well. Now if we quickly go round to the front, we will see the inscription that includes the words that we shall build a city upon a hill. What was meant by that was that even though the city was constructed on a hill, it actually meant that it was metaphorically a city to be built and a society to be looked upon and looked up to and admired as the ideal society that God had intended here on this earth. And that is the Founders Monument. Thank you very much for watching.